In this video, I want to give you a quick demonstration to show how each brush works within its medium. In the Color Magic set, there are 6 different media. I am going to use the colored pencil for the demo. The first option in every medium is the standard. So you draw on the iPad and it should behave like the natural medium. In this case, it is the colored pencil. It has the texture of a pencil. And the second option is called Tilt Shader. This one is really interesting because it has a lot to do with the angle of your pencil. So if you draw just naturally, it seems the same as the first option. However, if you tilt the pencil, like how would it use a shader, it will become really dark. Let me just show you with a close-up. So right now I'm drawing naturally, and then I am tilting the pencil against the screen, and you will see, even just from the way I hold the pencil, you can imagine the angle. It will give you a darker shade of this pencil. It works the same if you're using other medium like crayons or fine liners within the set. And the next option is called shader. So this one initially appears the same if you are just coloring on one single layer without lifting your pencil. However, if you, on the same layer, if you're drawing on top of it, it will become darker. And you can keep layering, it will give you a blending effect. And if we change to a different color, you might see slightly better. So over here we have a shade of blue. Without creating a separate layer, you can just draw on top of that. You can see the overlapped area shows a much darker impression of the blue, just like a shader. And you can keep adding to it. So here's our shader. And very similarly, we also have highlighter. So if you use the highlighter, the first layer is just a standard. But if you keep drawing on top of that, without creating a new layer, it will become lighter. And you can, and this is buildable. So you can build on top of these layers to create a visual effect without having to change color constantly. All right, and we also have an option called internal texture. So this one works really well with crayon. So let me just hop over to the crayon and internal texture. This one, let me choose a slightly lighter color so you can see better. So when you draw, you can see when you zoom in, it's really, really rich on texture. For comparison, I'm gonna draw with regular crayon, the standard one, and you can see the one underneath is quite flat. And the first option, which is internal texture, is much richer. And we have just seen the crayons, and it's the same for grains. So over here, I have the grains. As you can see, instead of just having flat color, we have a very rich texture that is within the stroke. And the next option is called a color shift. This one is fairly easy to understand. You can work with any color you want. And when you choose a color, let's go back to our colored pencils. Color shift will change the brightness and the saturation no matter what color you choose. So each stroke has a slight color shift. Even though primarily we have this brick red, because of the color shift, you can see a slight variation between different strokes. So this is really good for building texture as well. Last but not least, we have dual colors. The reason why it's called dual colors is because the final color application is affected by 2 colors. So if you tap on your color dot on your colors panel, you can see on the upper right hand corner, there are two colors. So the final presentation of each stroke, the color presentation, will be determined between these two colors. So we know that blue plus yellow equals green. So our stroke will be somewhere in between these two colors. So if I'm just drawing, if the active color is, for example, in this case, our active color is blue. So our application will be primarily blue, but slightly green because of the effect of the yellow color. You can see every stroke is affected by the yellow as well. And we can play with different colors, of course. Let me just clear it and then choose red and kind of angry orange with yellow. So primarily we have orange, but we have a slight shift to the yellow as well. This can be really pretty if you're blending colors, but without using the smudge tool. So let's try pink and dark green. So primarily we have dark green, and then we also have a slight shift towards pink as well. So the possibility is really endless. I hope now you have a better understanding of how Color Magic Procreate brush set works, and I hope you love using them. See you later.